Hey, Cheryl. Oh, this is awful in this lighting. Let's see. Ugh. How are you doing today? Good morning or good afternoon, Southern Mom. Glad you could make it. This lighting is awful in here. Had to relocate for today's stream, guys. Everybody doing okay? Y'all having a good week so far? I'm having an okay week. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this Olivia Jansen, the girl out of Kansas City, it turns out, hey Jeff, glad you can make it. Olivia Jansen, it turns out there was another boy. His name was Adrian Jones. In 2017, he died a pretty bad death at the hands of his parents and at the lack of CPS intervening. Guys, this story is really bad. This story is really awful. I found it last night and I started doing a little research on it today. And it's probably one of the more gruesome child abuse cases that I've ever seen. And the pictures, very disturbing, very disturbing. I had to take off this afternoon to take the kids to the eye doctor for checkups. Well, hope everything went okay. I had to go to the doctor yesterday with my little baby. He's 5. He had to get 2 shots. He's like, oh, I'm so brave. And he was so brave, as per usual. But anyways, back to this baby, this Adrian Jones. I'm going to read this. It's pretty awful. So y'all just bear with me. Relatives of 7-year-old boy who suffered horrific abuse before being killed by his stepmother and father and fed to pigs have filed a lawsuit. I'm going to skip through this lawsuit and just read about the actual what happened there. The grandmother, sister, biological mom, and somebody else are seeking. Well, they sought. I don't know what happened. This is an old case, but it's in the same county where Olivia Jansen in Kansas City, Wyandotte. It's the same county. So Adrian's remains were found in a pigsty outside of the family's Kansas City home in November 2015. Oh, so this actually happened in 2015, and I guess it didn't go to trial till 2017 because that's when this report was made. Okay, the father, Michael Jones, and stepmother, Heather Jones, are both serving life in prison without the possibility for parole for at least 25 years. I don't think they should get a possibility of parole at all for any reason. But that's just me. Let's see. Mythology investigated. But their idea of this, they're suing CPS is what this is about. They're suing CPS for punitive damages because CPS was called multiple times on this child. Hey, Roberta, glad you can make it. Let's see. During but their idea of intervention was limited almost exclusively to having AJ's father and stepmother sign a piece of paper agreeing, Adrian Jones, AJ, agreeing to stop torturing the child. This was the legal equivalent to a pinky promise. The lawsuit says, as it turns out, that signed paper might as well have signed his death warrant. So the abuse got 1,000 times worse after they had to sign this little paper. So let's see. I had another one printed, I had another one pulled up. I didn't have time to print it. Okay. I actually printed the wrong one. Here's what they did. This poor 7-year-old baby, he was homeschooled for one, which there's nothing wrong with homeschooling. Hey, Beach Bum, glad you can make it. There's no problem with homeschooling, but there is a problem if you're only doing it so you don't get reported for child abuse. There was no follow-ups from the place. Well, the legislation they tried to pass says if you're homeschooled and you have connections with CPS, DCS, Child Protective Services, then you are even more so to be investigated. And I agree with this. If you have a long, history with CPS over some years, and you decide, I want to homeschool my kid, just because you don't want to get reported. But anyways, that's a whole different. This case has got me flustered, y'all. Y'all don't understand how bad this baby was abused for years. He was 7, pretty much his whole life. He was freaking abused. And, so they wound up putting him outside. They put him outside. They wouldn't feed him. In fact, the stepmother installed security cameras to catch the boy eating from the trash can. That is how investigators knew just exactly how bad it was. They put cutting boards. They strapped cutting boards to this baby's chest. There's photos of this. They got his arms bound where he can't move. And they already had 2 pigs there. And they refused. They wouldn't feed the baby. There's, still footage of the baby, and it's awful. He soiled himself. I mean, he was a healthy baby at one time. And then, some of the pictures, he's just bones. He gave up his fight about a year into this extreme torture. He gave up his fight. He succumbed to his injuries. And the father, it's hard to talk about, guys. It's just that awful. The father went and purchased 6 feeding pigs and got the feeding pigs, put them in the pigsty, and put the baby's body to the pigs. I mean, it's so bad. There was other kids there in the home. There were 6 kids in this house altogether. There were, I think, on Adrian alone, there was a call. I think there was 3 or 4 calls specifically on him. There was other calls made on the other children. They're not even in school, and people are reporting. So they sued the crap out of CPS, or I think up there it's called Kansas City Children and Family Services. So it's KCFC. So Olivia Jansen's family and people in Kansas City, and I assume people in Adrian's camp, they're putting on a protest in Kansas City this weekend against CPS. Guys, I think this is freaking major. I think it is wonderful. I think I don't know how well it's going to go, with all the other protests and everything else on fire and the COVID and things like that. But I think it is great that they're stepping up as a community and saying, hey, this is not acceptable, because there was a total of 4 calls on 4 or 5 calls for Olivia Jansen just in 2020. So, and this was in the same county. Adrian's case spreads across 2 counties, but one of them is Wyandotte County. So, guys, it's a really awful case. Trying to wash clothes. Yeah, wash some clothes. That's a Southern term, wash. Sorry, I was trying to type Roberta's tablet instead of my Roberta. Ain't you right? Yeah, it's guys, I was trying to find a picture of the baby for the thumbnail for the video, and so the other images actually came up when you Google his name. It's awful. It is. It's, you just can't even imagine. And I gave you a highlighted version, like the actual detail. I can't imagine what the actual affidavit looks like. I never heard of this case. This was the first time I ever heard of this case. Please, peaceful protesters for positive change. Yes. Yes. To me, racism is a giant beast. All of the police departments, and especially the code they have, is a big, tall order. But local CPS places that fail kids, I think that's a more attainable goal. I do. I mean, I don't think there's going to be done with a lot. Like the elite stuff and all this other craziness. What are we? How are we as a people going to change something that we don't even fully know about, and this, that, and other? I think reining in the CPS, the smaller government services, I think that's a attainable goal. I really do. I think if enough people raise enough hell about, at least with just CPS alone, you know how many kids' lives would be saved if CPS alone would do their job instead of arresting parents for pot smoking. And you got these people, oh, you're torturing your child for 8 months. Well, just sign a little waiver saying we won't do that again. Like literally, these CPS people had these stepmom and dad sign a paper saying they wouldn't beat the kid anymore. I mean, what was the goal? To see that they could sign their name? I mean, the paper was pointless. Plenty of change needs to happen. Yes, absolutely. And I really feel like that's an obtainable change. I do. I mean, and not violent. I mean, now don't go catching the CPS places on fire and stuff. Which I mean, that would shake some stuff up. But no, you can't have. You got to have positive change. Is going to bring about. You got to do it you can't be burning shit down. You can't be burning stuff down in the name of children. We should be that mad, but I'm not. That's definitely not the way to do it. So, but yeah, that, I'm going to do a separate, outside of this live stream, I'm going to give Adrian his home a little video just for him. Because I never heard about it. It's similar to the Gabriel Fernandez. I mean, it's that bad. It is just as bad as, if not worse, than the Gabriel Fernandez case. And those of y'all that are not familiar with that, there's a great, docuseries on Netflix, and there's tons of information. There again, CPS failure. There was another little baby. Heck. Toby, I can't remember the other little boy's name. There's another little boy in the same county where Gabriel's case is. Same thing, CPS, egregious mistakes. I mean, so, did anybody happen to listen to the Jalopy Maxwell trial yesterday, or the, is she a flight risk? Is she not a flight risk? It was an awful case. God, it was a real awful case. It really was. Yeah, that part of the Gabriel Fernandez case, when they said the only thing in that baby's stomach was cat litter, man, you talking about heartbreaking. That's awful. Yes, I did too. Hey, I've always heard of Sean Atwood, but I've never watched his videos or nothing, but he seems like a pretty genuine person. He seems like he's, his heart's in the right place. But yeah, I was crazy that them trying to explain how she's not a flight risk was very comical to me. And her receiving death threats. Well, imagine that. Imagine that. How do you think your victims have felt for 20 years? God, these people are just nuts. I don't know. It was weird. It was long, drawn out. I didn't understand half of it because I guess the defense attorney, he was talking inside of his mic. But anyways, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going to happen next in the show of the Jalopy Maxwell debacle. It was the victim impact statement was pretty bad. It was pretty sad. It's awful. And the one victim, she didn't even want to be identified. So, yeah, Cheryl, like I said, I had just, I've always heard of him, because he's well known. He does a lot in this, not necessarily true crime, but as far as issues and government things, he's a book writer, things like that. I don't know a lot about him, but he's well known. Your comment was deleted. What comment? I didn't delete a comment. Huh. I didn't delete it, and I didn't get a notification saying that they were holding it. So I don't know. I haven't touched anything. And I don't have any moderators, so unless it was just that bad, Jeff. Maybe it was just that bad they didn't need me to approve it. Watch out. Yes, I was enthralled with her attorney's lack of propaganda feds. Glad she's not going anywhere, but if he's the best money can buy, she's a serious right. Well, sometimes they get up there and they fumble over their words. At least he kept talking, but yeah. And they're trying to figure out all her financial debacle. Obviously, she's got money. Obviously, her reach is extremely deep. So the fact that she's been in New Hampshire for probably the whole entire time, and come on now. Yeah, she had a ex-British militants guarding her, for crying out loud. Yeah, Jeff, I don't know about your comment being deleted. Let me scroll up and see if I can see, because I didn't even see it. Sorry, I was trying to type on first instead of mine. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I didn't delete nothing. I'll give you a stretch warning before I delete you. Yeah, I don't know. Well, she's got like 6 Dream Team attorneys. He's not the only one. So she's got more stuff up her sleeve. I don't know. I just don't even know what's going to happen anymore. I have to expect to see some kind of a UFO invasion by the end of the year. I mean, truthfully, I don't know what's going to happen next in the show. I got nothing. I got nothing, guys. Let's see. Hey, never lose hope. I don't know. I put up the alert, I guess about 2 hours before the stream. So I don't know. We're just going to wing it. Never lose. I don't know. Roberta, your comment was deleted too. What comment? Guys, I swear I don't know about any comments being deleted. I don't see anything on my end. Huh. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see any missing comments. Well, what were the comments? I mean, yeah, I didn't see anything. Hey, Red Rum, I'm so glad you could make it. Can y'all see me commenting? Yes, Roberta, I can see you commenting. I don't think she will stand trial. Too dangerous for all the players. I don't either. I don't know what they're going to do. Are you messing with us, Roberta? Yes, seriously, we can all see yours and Jeff's comments. Like, we could see them. I could see them, and I assume the chat could see them. So I think y'all are good. I think everything's good. Yeah, I put the alert out on YouTube. Yeah, never lose. It'll be all right. Just moving forward, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 1 p.m. Central is when I'm going to do the stream. So, about an hour stream. So, and there's always the replays, guys. There's always the replays. How are you doing, Red Rum? Everything okay? Glad to be here. Always. It's all right. It's all right. They're nothing spectacular, as you can tell by this wonderful video quality and the lighting. I'm in a different location today. But yeah, Red Rum, if you do lives, I don't ever get the notifications. I think I did. What was that? I just watched something of yours like a few days ago. What the hell was it? But I think that might have been a live, but it was a replay of a live. Heck, what was you even talking about? It might have been about Lori Vallow. It may have been about Lori Vallow. I'm not sure. I've listened to a lot of stuff. Hey, Red Rum, we were talking about Adrian Jones. Are you familiar with that case? It happened in 2015, and it was a 7-year-old out of Kansas City. YouTube is deleting our comments because of what we are saying, Roberta. Well, what are y'all saying? I mean, the other day when I would get a couple contact or a couple comments that with cuss words, something would come up on my side of the screen. It would ask me, was it appropriate or did I want to delete it? And I would say, it's fine. And then they would post it. But I haven't gotten anything like that today. Hanging in there. How are you? Hoping they don't shut down again. I don't do me. Oh, God. Yeah. California's completely shut down from what I hear. And it's awful. God, grief. Well, some parts of our town, you can't even tell there's a pandemic. So, I mean, hopefully we won't shut down again. But I played along for about 2 months. And then I was like, all right, guys, this is getting a little old now. Yeah, Roberta and Jeff, I don't see that y'all's comments are being erased. I don't see any missing comments, retracted comments, anything. Why do y'all say that they're being deleted? Is it saying something on y'all's end that they're being deleted? Yeah, I don't know. This is like my fourth live stream. I have no idea. I'm just basically winging it, guys. So, but yeah, Red Rum, that Adrian Jones is awful. Look into it. I just heard about it. It's completely awful. But the Olivia Jansen, the 5-year-old, no, the 3-year-old that was just they found her body in Kansas City. They had an Amber Alert, but that's in the same county. And DCS was called both times in those cases, and nothing happened. And the children wound up deceased. But about children and how bad trafficking is. Oh, yeah, I didn't see any. I didn't see those comments, and I don't know. I didn't see them. So it may be. I don't know. I mean, child trafficking, it is a thing. It is a definite thing. Our governor said he was not shutting down this time. That's good. What state are you in, Never Lose? Well, thank you, Red Rum. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just on a camera talking. I had a big plan today, and now I'm just like, whatever, man. Whatever. That Adrian Jones case, it really bothered me this morning when I was reading it. It was freaking gruesome, man. I was saying Red Rum is as bad as the Gabriel Fernandez. Yeah, well, Jeff or Roberta, maybe just don't talk about the trafficking. I don't know. Maybe YouTube's sensitive about it. I know they're sensitive about a lot of stuff. I'll find out just how sensitive the minute I cross 1,000 subscribers. So, but for now, they don't, they only seem to really care if you're collecting some kind of money from it. But currently I don't. So I don't know. That does kind of bother me for y'all, though, because I don't want y'all being censored or some kind of way. I'm not even seeing the comments at all. I know. Never lose hope. I knew where you lived. Good grief. I just forget. I know your real name. That's why I get off. It's hard keeping up with real life and in the handles. And oh, thank you, Cheryl. Y'all are such a good little community. Glad you're doing good, people. Yeah, Roberta, I don't know about y'all's comments. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I hate kids' cases too. I'm drawn to them. I'm very drawn to them because I feel change needs to happen. Oh yeah, Red Room. That's what I was saying. For Adrian and Olivia Jansen in Kansas City, they're doing a protest this weekend against CPS. So that, yeah, Jeff, y'all may. Well, I don't know, Jeff. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. I don't know. I'm about to switch gears a little bit, so maybe y'all will be safe. So I was listening to a YouTuber yesterday, and she literally spoke straight to my heart, like straight to my heart. She was talking about her channel, and she does true crime, and she's very God-centered, Christian. I try to be broad. Necessarily, I'm a Christian. I'm not ashamed of it or nothing. I just, anyways. But she was talking about putting out the message that God wants her to put out and things like that. So I don't know. It wasn't nothing necessarily profound that she said, but I had this line of thinking, and I really think that I may try to reach out to. I'm not going to talk about it really a lot. I'm not going to go into depth or whatever, but because I may completely chicken out. But instead of harboring so much hate and stuff for these parents, I really think I'm going to reach out to a parent, to a person that is incarcerated right now for their child being dead. So y'all say a little prayer for me. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm just going to probably write a letter. Actually, I don't know how I'm going to do it because I got to work some things out because I don't want nothing, I don't want none of my information getting breached or anything like that. But at the same time, when I was listening to this lady speak about her channel on true crime and kids and missing kids and, what is the purpose? Like, can real change come from this platform? Can I really, as an individual, do something that I'm so passionate about? And, if it's to do right and be good and, spread love and stuff like that, me harboring hate, even the hate is because I don't understand it and I just become so enraged at the innocence. But the fact of the matter is if there is a bigger being and there is something out there, and I do, if my line of thinking spiritually is correct, being all mad is I'm missing the point. I'm missing the mark. So I'm going to attempt to set aside my personal feelings, and I'm going to reach out to one of these parents, a mother. So I'm not going to speak to any dudes. I don't know. But I am going to speak out I'm going to try to attempt to contact a mother, and I'm going to see how it goes. It never, ever occurred to me to even do anything like that, even though I love researching, I love investigating things. I don't know professional anything. I'm fucking nosy, if anything. I'm not, nothing special, but I do enjoy it. And it was just an element of it that I had never thought about because my anger blocks me because I'm so victims' rights and children's rights, and that's okay. But in the grand scheme of things, there's a reason that there's a reason mothers do it. I can't speak for men, but I know for me, I can't even. It's a disconnect. Mothers are designed to be certain things, and there's a reason why these mothers fell off. I just have one mom in particular. I know some of them are just crazy and they don't care, and they, anyways, guys, I hope that made some kind of sense, but yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. I thought about it last night and it's been heavy on my heart. Let me see what y'all are doing in the comments. Let's see. Yes, change does need for sure. Really it is. I get so confused. I know, and then I get case in this case, and it shouldn't be that. We should never get confused. There should never be so much going on with, children abuse that we can't keep up. It's so sad. It's so overwhelmingly sad. We just have to watch our wording. Yeah, I mean, and maybe it's just that simple. I mean, it may just be wording, guys. I wouldn't be discouraged about it. YouTube is very fickle. I have a Patreon, but I don't really fool with it. I don't really push it, and I don't really know much about it. But if the channel grows or whatever, I'll continue to grow different platforms. Let's see. Our world needs more God and love, more stuff that we had years ago. I agree. Even if you can't get with the God part, just get with the love part, because we all know that love comes from God. So, I mean, even if you can't get with some of it, at least get with the love part, with the doing good part, I saw Olivia's dad Facebook page and the comments were, oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It's awful. Yeah, the comments were great. I know they were. I know y'all had some real good comments. Yeah, they're going pretty ham over there on them. That whole county over there in Wyandotte County, they are raising hell about Olivia Jansen, as they should. You know, I read a bunch of stuff that, God, it's awful. That she was very awful to them kids. The girlfriend was. I think the mom stood out. It wasn't. It was Olivia's stepsister's mom, which I guess would be Howard Jansen's ex-wife. She was speaking, and she said that he was a very hateful, angry person, but he didn't see that coming. What does that mean? Anyways, but hate is a strong word, So, which I guess you don't ever want to think somebody's going to kill their child. So I guess that's fair. But her daughter's 9, and she had to explain to her daughter that she'll never see her baby sister again. That's awful. It's awful. Yeah. Yeah, they are giving them all kinds of crap over there. So if I were to reach out and somebody were to write back, what is a question that y'all would want to know? That's why I'm not going to say a case. In general, what is a question y'all would want to know from somebody that would make them go that far with their child? Is there a question? Hey, Sky Jean. I'm so glad you can make it. I am sick of it too. Whatever it is, I'm over it too, man. How are you doing today, Sky? Well, it's really SK. I just say Sky Jean. I don't really know why. I assume it's short for Sky. She said, I'm just sick of it. Great lead out comment. Great. I'm sick of it too. It's awful. These kids shit is awful. Oh, great. I can't say anything. My comments are being deleted. I'm not saying anything bad. Lots of people do. Well, Jeff, I can see your comments. Every comment, I can see yours and Roberta's comments. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'll be able to dig a little more into my little YouTube whatchamadoodle. What is it called? YouTube studio. Make sure you're on live chat. Oh, yes. Good thought. Go, Jeff and Roberta, go to your chat and make sure you're not on top chat and make sure it says live chat. That does make a difference now that you say that. And sometimes you have to go completely out and then come back. I had to do that sometimes with CC's. What could the system have done to help you make you positive choices? Maybe that's a really good one, Beach Bum. Is there something is there some kind of service or system that would have prevented you from doing this? I think, there's been a spike in cases with children with special needs. And, which a part of me is like, will they get a check for the child? Can't they get, can't they buy, help through the money they get through the system, through the government for the child with special needs? Maybe there's not a lot of money for that. Maybe it's just an astronomical price. Tell me and I will try to put it kindly. Jeff, you can't say things that we are saying, sweetie. Oh, she's a good wife. She said, nicely, Jeff, tone it the hell down. I'm joking. Roberta says, how can I say this? Shh. I'm just teasing. Y'all are cute. That is funny. That's a great question, Beach Bum. What system could have helped you make a positive choice? Yeah. That's a good one. I might have to write it down because as of now, yes, she is. That's good. It's really important to love your spouse. It's very much important to love your spouse. Yeah, Beach Bub, I don't have any questions, so that will be my first one. I got to get past my whole block. I know I can do it, but it didn't like pop up in my, spirit for no reason. I didn't have that thought for no reason because I just assumed just be disgusted by somebody like that because I don't understand. I'm not supposed to understand. Now, I think situations like with like a Chris Watts, I think there is no help for nothing like that. I think he did it specifically for the reason of starting over and having a new life. I don't need to ask you any questions. I don't need to ask you questions like that. But because your motives and your intentions are pretty damn clear. So, but it's different when you have like a young mom or a mom in general, and so I don't know. Oh, who was it? I think Letitia Teabag, she is out of the mental institution and she has a new court date, I think, in a week and a half. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. She's definitely going away for the crime of baby Gannon. So that's good. But I don't think she'll be able to say she's crazy. I think she'll absolutely be fit to stand trial. But I want the death penalty for her. Yeah. Yeah. That was I can't wrap my mind around. It's okay. It's one thing you do something to your child that you can never undo. But then you desecrate the body. Then you do stuff with the body. Just the way these people go about hiding their tracks is just so. It's just something else, man. It is really something else. To me, that's where the real malicious is the abuse before and the cover up after. I mean, if you're continuously abusing your child up until the time there's some, you're broken. You're broken up here. You're broken. That's not the kind of, that's not the kind of talk about. You're a special place for these kind of people. Something went wrong somewhere for certain. Single moms need more support with special needs, kids especially. Yeah. Well, and that I think it was Florida. Alejandro, I think was the baby's name. The baby, he was nonverbal. The mom, she tried to push him in the canal earlier in broad daylight to kill him. They hear commotion. The neighbors hear commotion, and they come and save him. Then later on, she succeeds with her plan to get rid of her special needs son, nonverbal. Come to find out, the dad's in the press conference. I can't believe it. I can't believe this, that, it's not true. But come to find out, she had been beating the child for about a year prior. So much to the fact he didn't even want to go to work. So this was a family issue. He had to work. He reached out to the community that her and the baby were in. They were in some kind of a program for kids and moms or kids and parents with special needs. They've reached out to them, and they didn't. I don't know legally if they could do something because they're just like for support. But people were aware of this abuse of this child. I don't know. I don't know. Look at the Taylor Williams case. It is a year long. Yeah. We looked at Taylor Williams, I think, on the very first stream, if I'm not mistaken. It's a year, no murder charges, though. She's just in trial, though. Isn't she still in trial? She pled not guilty, correct? That's the, she was in the military, correct? Yeah. Yeah, death penalty for her, too. That was awful. If it's the same I'm talking about, she locked the baby in the bedroom and would poke holes in the cans of soup. Is that the one you're talking about, Scott Jean? Taylor Williams. We did. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that one was awful, too. She had a big, elaborate plan. She moved out, she did what she did with the baby in Alabama, and then she left. She did what she did to the baby. Then she went, moved out of her place, then reported the baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You go, oh, you're evil, you're screwed up. I would never reach out to, I don't know. Like I said, if there is a real spiritual thing out there, and there is a real point to all this, they have to go somewhere too. If I'm following true in my beliefs, I don't know. There's a fix for everything. I can't give it, but there's a spiritual fix for everything. I don't know. I don't know where I don't know where that's supposed to go. I was really just about to say I would never reach out to somebody like her. But I don't know, I don't know where this journey is going to take me. But my knee-jerk response is I would never speak to somebody like that. But there is a reason. Everybody needs somebody. I'm not going to be the somebody for everybody. But what I'm saying is everybody, everybody has their own little individual journey. Unfortunately, some of these abusers are beyond help. That's exactly what I was trying to get out, Beach Bum. I feel like people like that, if you're abusing your child and you're doing this, you're covering up all this stuff, you're living an alternate life, you put your child in a pigsty for 6 feeder pigs to eat, you're beyond help. That's my opinion. Of course, God can help you, but I don't know that there's anything profound that I'm going to say to you. But yeah, it's a certain type. I really feel like, I don't know though. And then you have, I can't remember her name. Cece talks about her before, but there's another mom, she was really crazy. Sometimes moms are just really crazy. I don't think people like that are crazy. I think they know exactly what they're doing. Like there was this one lady, she killed, I think she had 4 kids. This was in early 2000s, late 90s, but she took her whole family and she drowned them, every one of her children, and said God told her to, because this was an awful world. Now, there are real psychosis that, that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, like this abuse prior, and then the way it happened, and then the cover up, to me, that says a lot about the person's mental stability. But yeah, Teabag Stout, oh yeah, she's really got thrown off. She's really thrown off. I mean, she tried to escape jail. She tried to escape during the transport from this cell to this cell. She tried to escape. Yeah, she's very touched. She's very special. Yeah. It's awful. Roberta, y'all, as you're commenting, is everything good with that? She couldn't give him. She could have gave. Yes, that is awful. I mean, why wouldn't I didn't understand that either. Why didn't she have the baby somewhere? People reported seeing the baby walking around in the same clothes in the parking lot for a few days in a row. And there's that. Yeah, there's a little baby walking around the apartment complex. Police, oh, little girl, where do you belong? Why didn't that happen? Oh, she just walked around. The mother's at work. It's okay. It's fine. No, nothing to see here. Why didn't the damn people call the police immediately? I mean, because if a kid is just wandering around several days in the middle of the day, but when the kid dies, now you want to say, well, yeah, I seen that kid. They were walking around. They didn't have no mom with them. They was wearing the same clothes for days. What the hell is going on? Like, there's some kind of huge disconnect. I don't get it, man. Let's see. Absolutely. There's mentally cruel. Yes. Oh, I believe that 1,000%. Yeah. It's like there's different levels to the shit. Very much so. Makes my blood boils having these kids. I know it. Mine too. I say, hell yeah, you go for it up there in Kansas City. I don't know how good your protest is going to do right now. I'm praying for the best, but at least they're doing something. At least they're like, you know what? Y'all can protest for all this stuff. We're going to protest for these 2 babies. And our other children that are in, Wyandotte County that are getting the snot beat out of them, that CPS isn't doing anything. I think it's great. Do something. I think it's great. Not really trying to be nice as possible, but get the comments there. But I don't know. I didn't see any of y'all's comments. A big saying in our group is see something, say something. Absolutely right. And I even choke that out now because, like with these two cases, Adrian and Olivia, there were people seeing something and saying something. But it's like I said earlier, if I see something is serious, which I'm not gonna do it anyways. Yeah, I would not get involved. I will not call CPS on somebody. But if you are beating your child, that's different. If it's bad, that's different. And if that happens and then nothing else happens, then that's it. I'll just do my little time or whatever I need to do to get my damn point across. But you got to do something. Like the Gabriel Fernandez case, I know there were so many reports and the teacher reported over and over and over again. But when she's in a position of power, so she has to not only report it, like she has to legally report it, which is great. She should. That should be a good law. But she continued to report it and nothing happened. There would have come a day where I would have just been like, you're not going on. You're not getting on the bus. And I would have taken that child. Yes, it broke the law. I get it would have broke the law. I get they could have got that teacher for kidnapping. It doesn't matter. The baby was getting the snot beat out of him. He had black eyes on his face. He had bruises. In a school picture, in a classroom picture, the baby had visible bruises for months, weeks, constant calls. There would have come a time as me for a teacher, I would have said, you're not going back home. And I would have drove that kid wherever I needed to drive him. And I would have demanded something happen. Period. Because hindsight's always 20/20. Now, I'm not blaming this teacher at all. She did everything she was supposed to do. But I am just saying, if it was me, there would have come a time where I'd have said, you're not going. You're just not going. I'm taking you somewhere else. And that's probably wrong. I'm not saying it's not right. Of course it's not right. But at the same time, you can't just watch a kid die. You can't just watch a kid die. I mean, who the hell does that? All right, guys, let me catch up to your little comments. Let's see. Big Santa Group. I'm just about done. They won't let me have anything on YouTube. Joe, I don't know, hon. I haven't seen anything. I'm going to do a little bit more investigating when I get off of here. I'm going to go through and look at my comments and see what's what. Maybe we'll get something figured out. Let's see. CPS needs reform like they need. Yeah. I think every government system we have needs reform. That's just me personally. I really feel that. I read on Facebook there is finally a walk today for Maya Robertson. Really? I'm really trying to get her name out there. Yeah, that case is awful. Cheryl, that case is really bad. It's really awful. CPS workers aren't going to risk their lives to save kids. So they don't go to the tough places. Yeah. Well, guess what? I hope they start passing laws that says the CPS person will be held accountable. Maybe you hit them where their wallet is or take away their freedom temporarily. Maybe they'll learn how to do their fucking job. That's just me personally. It's so ridiculous. And anybody that's ever dealt with them knows that they're crazy. Like they just come in there and they got this, and this going on. And then you got, Joe Bob down the street that just drowned his kid 3 years ago. And he's walking around and saying, it's nuts. It's crazy type of shit that they're doing out here with the CPS now. Where I lived, it seemed pretty on the dot. It wasn't no outrageous, but you see it all the time. I know in one city over, you got like tons of cases or lawsuits against them for things that have happened. Same thing with the county jail. I mean, death, unwarranted deaths. Roberta, your comment did not come through either. I wish they could have kept the charges against those 10. I know. I don't think they wound up charging any of them. If I remember correctly, I called CPS on someone and they did nothing. The child ended up, oh man, God, Roberta, that's awful. God, that's awful. That's really awful. Congress needs to get off vacation and start proof. Yeah. As if they mattered anyways. Sky Jean, if they even mattered anyways. So I seen something yesterday at the little Dollar General. Yeah, I see your comment too. I see all y'all's comments, guys. I think maybe, I don't know. I think maybe y'all are in a different chat to where it only shows certain comments. But yeah, I've been seeing y'all's too. But I was at a store yesterday, and there was this man, and he had his little kid, and he had on shoes. She couldn't have been over 3 years old. She didn't have on the shoes. She just walking around barefooted. Gum, spit, whatever in the world is all on the public ground. She's just walking around with no shoes. God, it made me so mad. I couldn't even see straight. I don't even know why it made me so mad. But, you're wearing shoes. There's a reason you're wearing shoes. Where's your kid's shoes? What? I don't understand people. I'm in the county. I was a daycare for social services. Most of the time, the kids got in the night. Families wouldn't pay their weekly fee. Oh, that's sad, Cheryl. That's sad. Yeah, it was a few years back. I used to do a little Saturday service for kids. Maybe I'm blocked. No, you're not blocked, Jeff. I'm the only one that can block anybody, and you're not blocked. I haven't never blocked anybody. I don't even know how to block, but I know I'm the only one that can block unless there's moderators, and I have no mods. So you're all good from my end, Jeff. Heck, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, but I had this family that I befriended. So I invited them to church. And everything was good. I knew the mother was a little, she had her issues, which was fine, whatever. Everybody has issues, but she was kind of up here off. But her little boy, we was in Sunday school. Well, it was on Saturday, but it would be like a Sunday school. But we was teaching or whatever. He had this big old knot, like right here on his face. And he had one right there on his jaw. And I was like, oh, what happened? Did you fall? No, Mama hit me in the face with a belt. What? But when you work in a place like that, when you work in a church, anything like that, and you give service or whatever, you by law have to report it. You have to. So, and it took me aback, and I was like, what did you say? And he said it again. She hit me in the face with a belt, and the metal hit his face. So I had to tell the pastor. And then he reported it because I was like, man, I tried to do a service. They lived next to me. We were friendly with the family. I knew she was just whatever, but you can't, but he says, oh, we have to report it. Well, and there was somebody else in the room. It had to be reported. So needless to say, they never spoke to me again, even though I wasn't the one that actually did it. But you know what? You can discipline your child. Nobody's saying you can't discipline your child, but you should never smack your child in the face with a belt. That's abuse. And if you don't know the damn difference, somebody needs to tell you. I'm sorry. You can't walk around with your kids all beat up. Like, that's not parenting. That is not parenting. It's just got run. I'll probably have to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I had to. I didn't have a choice. I had to do it. But, yeah. All right, guys. I'm probably going to get off of here. My phone's going crazy. So, I will see y'all Wednesday. And Jeff and Roberta, I'm going to look into this comment situation. I don't know what in the world's going on. Red Room. I'm so glad y'all could come. Scott Jean, I'm glad everybody's in here. Cheryl, Beach Bum, whoever else is in here. I'm sure I missed somebody. And Never Lose Hope. Of course, we don't want to forget her. And let's see. Real quick. Yeah, I don't think I missed anybody. Y'all have a good today and a good tomorrow. And I will see y'all Friday, 1 o'clock Central. And y'all have a good one. And if y'all, once this processes, if y'all want to talk about anything specific or whatever, just comment if y'all got any ideas for Friday. And I'm going to need the good news because it's Good News Friday. So y'all find some good news because I wanted to hear about it on Friday. Let's see who's comment. Find some good news, and you better say talk about it. Thank y'all. So don't apologize for being late. There's no time limits here. I'm just glad you couldn't make it. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.